Hey guys, Smitley here from EliteFTS.com, bringing you once again another training log video with commentary. This is squat and deadlift assistance work from Thursday, final training session of the week. Working with some safety squat bar, speed squats, pause them in the hole against chains, working with 225 on bar weight and 12 sets of 2. And this was a pretty good session overall. The weather was fantastic. Here in Indiana, we're looking at mid to low 70s most of the day, and I could not complain one bit after having multiple 90-degree weather days, or some days just trying to get training in and finished were just a hassle. It's just a pain in the butt, drenched. I have to take extra time between sets just to get stuff done and being smart from a hydration and heat exhaustion standpoint. But as for these squats, everything looked pretty good. My camera's kind of sliding down, or something was going on, and the footage changed a little bit. But these felt really well considering I had squatted earlier in the week. Did a good job staying upright. Depth was incredibly good, especially with this camera angle. Bar speed was fantastic. So, not too much to complain about on these, just more sets to get volume in, considering the weight's on the lower end of the percentage, considering it's the beginning of the cycle. And that'll ramp up again over time, just like it has been for the entire off season. So, that's that. With the chains, I actually use a little bit more bar weight, so I'm not getting forced eccentrics from the band, so I can handle a little bit more because it's not actually throwing me down to the hole. So normally, I think last cycle I was working with 220 on my first week. Here I'm working with 225. So just a little bit more weight, but at the same time it's getting the same effect. I can also say that the bands probably had more tension at the top than what I have in chains. So, but overall I'm still getting the same training effect, good pop and good speed. So that's that. And as like I said, as the cycle goes on, I'll work up. I think my top end week will be with 275. So just kind of building that base up to the V load, really working on technique and staying upright and keeping that back tight, as that's been my issue for the most part with squat. It doesn't really seem to actually be leg strength, it just seems to be connecting all the pieces together, driving the force up into the bar and not folding while doing that, coming out the hole. So hopefully with that work here in the off season, that'll be eliminated by my next meet, which would be fantastic. As for how I have liked this entire off-season programming, it's gone really well for me. I've liked the way the setup. I've liked the 4 days of training. I get a squat and deadlift every week, even on the assistance days. Even though it's speed work, I still get tons of technique work, and then I get a bench twice a week. And I feel that benching twice a week is the optimal way to get my bench moving. So I've put together some key things I think have worked really well, and definitely keeping track of that and for future off-season plans and prepping for meets. And then I hit my close stance work with the same weight for a set of 12, just working on getting some tension on the quads, getting some good actual muscle building, and just working at a disadvantage here. And the close stance and the safety bar makes me stay upright, really tries to hold me, so this is really applicable. And like I said, just get more actual squatting and leg work in, so the best way to get the volume in. Moved on to speed deadlifts, had 4 sets conventional and 4 sumo against the short light bands. This should be the same as block number 2, same weights and such, so really nothing new here. Just again, I was with the bench trying to move the bar faster, and I felt that my bar speed was really good with this weight. Setups and stuff felt good, and move to sumo as well. But I like to continue to pull conventional. I feel they both kind of work hand in hand. If you can get the weaker one up, your stronger one tends to go up as well. Plus, I feel that pulling sumo and conventional, if I go into meet, something happens adductor wise or low back wise, I have a stance to revert to if I need to. Hopefully that never happens, but safer rather than sorry. But the sumos look good. Hit a rep set at the end for 8. This was actually pretty easy. Definitely could have knocked out way more reps, but really just working on getting some tension in the hips, building the hips up, and then just more quality reps and building the glutes. Here's some accessory work, a lot of different things here, a lot of back, hip, and ab work, and that's really it. Thanks for checking in, and as always, you can keep my training logs on EliteFTS.com.